And so the House did their grand jury indictment, if you will.
Which is like bringing charges against them, bringing criminal charges against them.
And then the Senate has the actual trial. The senators are like the jury. And so someone has to go over and present the case to the Senate.
The impeachment managers are literally the prosecutors of this case in the Senate. It's that simple. We have an indictment coming from the House, and the Senate has the sole responsibility to try the case. As managers, we are the prosecutors of that case.
This impeachment process is all about vindicating the Constitution.
It was a violent attack on our Capitol. People died, and that is because Donald Trump, in the words of Liz Cheney, summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack.
We were there. We were witnesses to this high crime and misdemeanor.
I framed this around 3 Wednesdays. The first Wednesday, our Capitol was attacked and cited by the President of the United States. The second Wednesday, that president was impeached. And the third Wednesday, a new president peacefully was inaugurated and pledged that there would be unity. And why would we want to do that? I think it's clear. If Donald Trump is ever close to power again, he will do this again. He has such a reckless disregard for public safety, a disdain for democracy.
I hope that the senators will consider what's at stake for the country, that it's larger than any particular senator or even any particular political party.
We simply have to hold Donald Trump accountable and deter future presidents from ever trying something like this again.
You don't want to set a dangerous precedent that so long as you wait to the very end of your term, you can engage in whatever misconduct you want and get away with it.
So accountability is the nuts and bolts of it, and ethics is the higher calling. Ethics is not a statute. Ethics is character and integrity, and it is something that is practiced to become more instilled in a person, or it is abandoned. And so this is a time in our history when we're seeing an abandonment of ethical standards, sadly, by this former president.
This is the utmost of somber times for us.
It is a statement that he's convicted, which means he did it. He committed incitement to insurrection against the Union. And separately, once he's been convicted, the Senate may conduct a vote as to whether he should be disqualified from holding any federal public office again. It doesn't apply to state office, but it applies to federal office.
And a conviction would also strip the president of his lifetime taxpayer-funded pension, as well as taxpayer benefits such as office staff and office space.
What's been extraordinary is we haven't had drama of egos. We haven't had any of that. We've basically just been working together to do the job. It's interesting to note, even though we all do have very different backgrounds, we're all lawyers.
We have brilliant former prosecutors, former defenders, trial attorneys on this team. I'm really just in awe of the people that we've assembled.
It's not lost on me, the symbolism of having a black man serve as one of the prosecutors presenting this case to the United States Senate on behalf of not just the Congress, but really the American people.
As a woman of color, I recognize how few of us are where I am, and that I'm an example for them, for young women, young girls of color, and even for those who are not, right? Because as other people who are not of color see our brilliance, our excellence, they recognize that there's so much that we have to offer as well.
The decisions that we make today will certainly ripple into decades and centuries into the future as far as history is concerned.
My wish for this generation is that they never see a president impeached again in their lifetime, and certainly never see a president impeached twice within 2 years. That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen in a country as great as ours.
We cannot normalize the conduct of the president inciting a violent mob to commit insurrection against the Union. This is how our Civil War actually began.
I hope that this trial is the beginning of a healing process for this country, that we will be able to acknowledge, oh my goodness, these words were so devastatingly damaging that people literally lost their lives, and we could have lost our precious democracy.
History is filled with examples that prove that before you can have healing, you have to have accountability, justice, and truth.
Despite all of the assaults on our democracy over the last 4 years, the fabric held. And this impeachment trial is really the last step in ensuring that we protect our beautiful experiment of America for generations to come. I really believe that.
Those 9 managers look like this country, and we are bringing accountability to a man who believed that with his wealth and his whiteness, he is unaccountable to anyone.
One person can do a lot of damage to this country, and often the targets of that are vulnerable people in society, people of color, women and others. And we have to make sure that in the future, we stand up to that we root it out right away.